name is Johan. Here's my brother, Johan.
Hi.
And today we're going to read Sleep Book, Dr. Seuss. This book is to be read in bed. The news just came in from the country of Cat that a very small bug by the name of One Flag is yawning so wide you can look down its neck. This may not seem very important, I know, but it is. So I'm bothering telling you so. A yawn is quite catching, you see. Like a cough, it just takes one yawn to start other yawns off. Now, the news has come in that some friends of One Black are yawning so wide you can look down their necks. At this moment right now, under 7 more noses, great yawns are in blossom. They're blooming like roses. The yarn of that one little bug is still spreading, according to latest reports. It is heading across the wide fields through the sleepy night air across the whole country toward every which way. And people are gradually starting to say, I feel rather drowsy. I've had quite a day. Creatures are starting to think about rest. 2 before birds are now building their nest. How they do it each night, and quite often I wonder how they do this big job without making a blunder. But that is their problem, not yours and not mine. The point is they're going to bed, and that's fine. Sleep thoughts are spreading throughout the whole land. The time for brushing of teeth is at hand. Up at Hook Hebrew Falls, where the great river rushes and crashes down crags and great gurgling gushes. The Hook Hebrew sisters are using their brushes. Those falls are just grand for the toothbrushing beliefs, if you happen to be up that way with your teeth. The news just came in from the castle of Crop that the lights are all out and the drawbridge is up. My drawbridge is troll, and it's going to stay troll till the milkman delivers the milk about dawn. I'm going to bed now, so nobody better come around with a special delivery letter. The number of sleepers is steadily growing, but it's where more and more people are going. In the Culpeper Springs in the Stiltwalkers Hall, the Stiltwalkers stilts are all stuck on the wall. The Stiltwalkers have called it a day. They're all tuckered out and they're snoozing away. This is very big news. It's important to know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. Way out in the west, in the town of McCurd, the Michaelahon Honking Club just went to bed. Every horn is been quietly hung on a hook for the night in its own private Tinkelhorn nook. All this happy day, they've been honking about and the Hinkelhorn honkers have honked themselves out. But they'll wake up quite fresh in the morning, and then they'll all start horn honking again. Everywhere creatures are falling asleep. The collapsible Frank just collapsed in a heap. And by adding the Frank to the others before, I am able to give you the Who's Asleep score. Right now, 40,404 creatures are happily, deeply in slumber. I think you will agree that's a whopping fine number. Counting up sleepers, just how do we do it? Really quite simple. There's nothing much to do it. We find out how many, we learn the amount by an audio tally or count. On a mountain halfway between Reno and Rome, we have a machine in a plexiglass dome, which listens and locks into everyone's home. Whenever it sees a new sleeper go flop, it triggers and lets a little bigger ball drop. A chap counts these balls as they plop in the cup, and that's how we know who is down and who's up. Do you talk in your sleep? It's a wonderful sport, and I have some news of the sport to report. For champion sleep talkers, Joe and Mo went off, have just gone to sleep and they're talking their heads off. For 55 years now, each chattering mother has babbled and gabbled, all night to the other. They've talked about laws and they've talked about laws. They've talked about gods. They've talked about past. They've talked about flaws. They've talked quite a lot about old Santa Claus. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you should take up the sport. It's just fine for the jaws. Do you walk in your sleep? I just had a report of some interesting news of this popular sport. Near Finnegan Fen, there's a sleepwalking group, which not only walks, but it walks a la hoop. Every night they go miles, so why they walk to such a length? They have to keep eating to keep up their strength. So every so often, one puts down his hoop, stops hooping, and does some quick snooping for a snoop. That's why they are known as the Hoop Soop Snoop Group. Sleepwalking too are the curious candles who sleepwalk on hairs and assorted scent candles. In the candles walk nightly in slumbering peace. The candles were candles because they walk far. And if they wake up, they want to see where they are. The news has arrived from the Valley of Vale that a Chippendale mop has just bitten his tail, which he does every night before shutting his eyes. Such nipping sounds silly, but really, it's wise. He has no alarm clock, so this is the way. He makes sure that he'll wake at the right time of day. His tail is so long, he won't feel any pain. Tip the makes the trip and gets up to his brain. In exactly 8 hours, the Chippendale will at last feel the bite and yell, "Ouch!" and wake up. Mr. and Mrs. J. Carmichael Crooks have just gone to bed near the town of Fort Knox, and they, by the way, have the finest of clocks. I'm not at all sure that I quite understand just how the thing works with that one extra hand, but I do know this does one very sick trick. It doesn't tick-tock. How it goes is tock-tick. So with sticks in its talker and talks in its sticker, it saves lots of time and the sleepers sleep quicker. What a fine night for sleeping. For all that I hear, it's the best night for sleeping in many a year. They're even asleep in the Zweiback Motel, and people don't usually sleep there too well. The beds are like rocks, and as everyone knows, the sheets are too short. They wouldn't cover your toes. So, if you are actually sleeping in there, it's a great night for sleeping. It must be the air. It's a great night for snores. I just had a report of some boys who are tops in this musical sport. All Sir McPhail and his snort band. This band can snore Dixie and the old Swanee River so loud it would make 40 elephants shiver. The loudest of all boys is McPhail. He snores with his head in the 3-gallon pail. So they snore in a cave 20 miles out of town. If they snored closer, they would snore the town down. Do you know who's asleep out in Funa Laguna? 2 very nice Funa Laguna Laguna. We've added them into our Who's Asleep count, which has grown to a really amazing account. Exactly 8,808 creatures are sleeping now. Isn't that great? A jazz is in bed, and the bed of a jed is the softest of beds in the world, it is said. He makes it from pom-poms he grows on his head, and he's sleeping right now on the softest of fluff, completely exhausted from growing the stuff. The news has come in from the district of Doft that 2 oft are sleeping and they're sleeping aloft. And how are they able to sleep off the ground? I'll tell you. I weighed one last week and I found that an oft is so light. He weighs minus 1 pound. A moose is asleep. He has dreamed of moose strings. A goose is asleep. He is dreaming of goose strings. That's well and good when a moose dreams of moose juice. and nothing gets wrong when a goose dreams of goose juice. But it isn't too good when a moose and a goose start dreaming they're drinking the other one's juice. Moose juice, not good goose juice, is a juice for moose, and goose juice, not moose juice, is juice for a goose. So when goose gets a mouthful of juices of mooses and moose gets, they always fall out of their bed screaming screams. So I'm warning you now, never drink in your dreams. Speaking of dreaming, I think you should note that the Bumble Tub Club is now dreaming afloat. Every night they go dreaming down Bumble Tub Creek. Except for one night every third, fourth week, when they stop for repairs because their bubble tubs leak. But tonight they're afloat, full of dreams, full of bliss. And that's why I'm bothering telling you this. At the fork of a road in the Vale of Vavod, 5 foot very salesmen have laid down their load. All day they've raced round in the heat at top speeds, unsuccessfully trying to sell the seeds which nobody wants because nobody needs. Tomorrow will come, they'll go back to the chore. They'll start on the road Zephyr once more. But tonight they've forgotten their feet are so sore. And that's why the wonderful night time is fall. Everywhere creatures have shut off their voices. They've all gone to bed in the beds of their choices. They're sleeping in nooks and they're sleeping in cracks. Some on their tummies and some on their backs. They're peacefully sleeping on comfortable holes. Some even on soft, tough, marble sharp poles. The number of sleepers is now past the millions. The number of sleepers is now in the billions. They're sleeping on stacks and on strings and on floors, in mailboxes, ships, and the keyholes of doors. Every worm on a fish hook is safe for the night. Every fish is in the sea is too sleepy to bite. Every whale in the ocean has turned off his spout. Every light between here and far further is out. And now adding things up, we are way beyond billions. Our whose sleep score is now up in the zillions. 99 zillion, 9 trillion, and 2 creatures are sleeping. So, how about you? When you put out your light, then the number will be 99 zillion, 9 trillion, and 3. Good night. The end.